When I grew up, I was always one of those kids who was very sensitive and kind. In the work world, that was not a trait that was celebrated. And so as I went into banking as a very young woman, I found myself in a position very early on in my career where I was one of the only women. My peers were all in their 40s to 60s and all men. And that, again, that trait in me of empathy and kindness and sincerity and loving nature was seen as naivete and weakness. And I was criticized a lot, I was made fun of a lot. And so I found myself really being challenged, how do I become successful in this world? And at that point it was commercial banking. And it was about that time that I was speaking with a friend on the phone whom I'd never spoken about faith with. And I began to share with her the conflict that I felt inside. And she said, if you could do anything in the world, what would you do right now? And I said, I would go to Calcutta, India and volunteer with Mother Teresa. As I started to work with Mother Teresa and witness her work and the sisters' work, what I saw every day was the power of love and the power of kindness. And I realized that that essence that we all have, that God gives us, that ability to love and that ability to reach out to somebody is an incredible gift, and it is an incredible strength that can transform somebody from sorrow to joy. It can transform somebody to see their greatness when all they can see is their challenges. And as I watched Mother Teresa day in and day out, her greatest gift was love. And she saw Jesus in every human being. There was no judgment. She didn't pre-qualify you based on your religious journey or your socioeconomic background. I recently had an opportunity with an executive. His results were not stellar. And I asked him, help me understand this. And he gave me all the technical reasons why. And I looked at him and I said, I know your heart. And I know that you would never have not performed if there wasn't something more going on. Tell me what's going on. How is your wife? How are your children? What is happening? What have you been feeling coming here? What is really going on? And he started to cry. And he started to share with me some very personal feelings about transitions at the company, some very personal feelings about how he felt it impacted his family. And so as we spoke, he said, I'm ashamed sitting before you because I know I didn't give my best. And he said, I know you're disappointed. And I told him, I am not disappointed in you, never. I said, I know your greatness, you're amazing at what you do. But I need you to forgive in your heart the wrongs that you feel happened, because we can't go on as a company if we aren't loving to one another and forgiving. And you as a leader at this company, you need to walk in with an open heart, loving the executives around you and being true and honest with how you feel. We all have the ability to see more, to see beyond, to love somebody through. As a leader and as an executive, I could have looked at his financial results and said, your job depends on this. How are you going to turn this around? Give me the tactics, give me the strategy, tell me what you're going to do. We're a publicly traded company and you've got millions of dollars that you need to book for this bank. What are you going to do? That wouldn't have yielded the results that we wanted, because I could tell that there was something more going on inside. We have to love one another as individuals and people first. And as a leader, we need to really see every single person. That trust is deeper than any bond that you can create by sharing a mission statement and a vision for where you're taking your company. And to create buy-in and to get the entire company moving in the same direction, that's the greatest challenge and the greatest responsibility of any leader. And there's no better way or more effective way to do that than by having an entire team of people who feel trust with one another, who feel that they can openly communicate opportunities, challenges, that they can be vulnerable and not always know the answer or take risks or have ideas. And when you create and establish a level of trust, You will learn things as a leader that you would never have known before. You will see amazing things accomplished that you never knew were possible. But you cannot do that without an amazing level of trust. And that trust can only be established by one interaction at a time, one person at a time, one heart at a time. You can't be too busy to show people that they matter to you. As a leader, there's nothing more important.